I'm Aaron, and on today's tip, we're going to be discussing how to call turkeys. I've got my turkey vest here with a variety of different calls, but we'll cover the different turkey calls you can use on a separate video. On today's tip, though, we're just going to be talking about the different vocalizations you need to practice before heading into the turkey woods. The first one is the yelp. This one is probably the most important. This is the universal call that all turkeys make, especially hens in the springtime when they're communicating with gobblers. And it's a very simple sound. You can do it on a variety of different calls. I'm just going to pop in a mouth call here to show you what I'm talking about. It's that 4 to 8 note yelp that hens are making when they're calling to a gobbler. That sound right there has probably killed more turkeys in the turkey woods than any of the other ones that I'm going to cover today. And that's the one that you need to be practicing. I'll show you what it sounds like also on a pot and peg style call. You can mix it up a little bit with yelps. You can yelp 1, 2, 3 times. You can yelp, multiple times. I've heard hens in the woods sit there and yelp. And you can hear how I'm kind of raising my volume as I'm going into that series a little bit. That's just to try to mimic a hen getting more excited as she's calling. A lot of times they'll start off with a quieter series and then pause, and they'll follow that with an increase in volume to try to project that sound out there a little bit further to get a response. The next vocalization is the cluck, and when I've heard hens clucking in the past, it's sort of a call of contentment. They're just quietly clucking as they move through the woods. A lot of times when they are coming in to another bird and they're looking for that turkey, they'll pop their head up and they'll cluck to try to get that other bird to raise its head so that they can see it. They're just clucking to announce their presence when they get in real close to another turkey. It sounds like this. That's just that light clucking, trying to mimic a hen that is looking for another turkey. Another vocalization that's sort of related to the cluck is the cutting of an excited hen. Now this one's going to be much more aggressive, much louder. Hens will do this when they get aggravated at other turkeys. And they'll also mix in cutting with yelping at times when they get super excited when they're calling to other birds. When we're hunting, we'll tend to use cutting to locate birds on up in the day because the sound projects so much further than the rest of the calls. I'll show you what it sounds like on a mouth call. You can also make that sound on a friction call as well by just popping the striker on the surface with a little bit more pressure. And you can hear how far that sound is carrying through the woods. That hen is getting super excited. She's raising her volume to its peak, and you need to add that same inflection to your calling in order to mimic that sound correctly. The last vocalization that I'll cover is the purr. This is another call of contentment usually that turkeys are making while they're feeding through the woods. You'll hear them just softly clucking and purring as they're pecking around, and it can be a deadly call. If you're calling to a gobbler and he's coming in, but he hangs up just outside of sight or just outside of gun range from you, you might throw these little purrs in there because it can calm a turkey down. It can get them to come in that last little distance to offer you a shot. This is what it sounds like. And if you want to add more realism, you can throw in a few soft clucks and yelps with it. Those are the 4 most basic turkey vocalizations that you can practice in order to have success in the field. We covered the yelp, the cluck, cutting of the excited hen and the purr. But I hope a few of these tips will help you this spring. Get your turkey calls out, practice these different vocalizations, and good luck turkey hunting.